Welcome. Today we are talking about Swatch Sistem51 Sistem Navy. Swatch's styling, just like the company itself, can be a polarizing topic. To some, the watches are uniquely designed, collectible, and affordable Swiss timepieces. A relic of the 1980s and the 1990s when it is remembered fondly. Just as they might admire a Swatch itself for single-handedly saving the Swiss watch industry in the 80s. To others, the watches were a loud, funky fad. They either know and dislike the fact that Swatch is a power-hungry monopoly, or they assume the company got swallowed up by the passing of time, along with parachute pants. Either way you look at it, it's a fact that the original Swatch watch was a game changer in the watch industry. The purpose of the original Swatch was to create a simplified quartz design, one that could be automated for mass production. It was an overwhelming success. And in 2013, Swatch announced that they had gone back to the drawing board to innovate another watch design. But this time, it wasn't a quartz movement. Instead, they had come up with a brand new mechanical watch movement. They named it Sistem51. I won't go into all the nitty-gritty details. There are far better resources than myself for that. But the short version was that it was a simplified automatic design using only 51 parts. It had a reported superb accuracy for its price and an awesome 90-hour power reserve. And they were able to create it in a fully automated manufacturing process. In fact, it is the only movement in the world that is manufactured without human intervention. In short, another game changer. Now, the original Sistem51 watches were classic plastic Swatch, with designs that you either loved or you completely hated at first sight. And they all had a retail price of around $150, perhaps a little high. In 2016, they released a new line of Sistem51. This time it was called Sistem51 Irony, with metal cases and some more mature-looking designs, and a retail price of around $200 on most models. I've been interested in the Sistem51 line ever since I heard about it, but I never took the plunge. Recently I found a great deal on a used one and couldn't resist picking it up. It's model number YIS409, also called Sistem Navy. The watch case is a very highly polished stainless steel, with a very reflective silver dial. And as per the watch's name, Sistem Navy, the hands, the hour indicators, as well as the silicone strap are all a brilliant navy blue. You can also see a raised bezel with navy blue lines at every hour point. It has a nice sized crown at the 3 o'clock position and a very small date window at the 6 o'clock position. It is a very simple but effective design. As you turn the watch over, you can see that there is a see-through case back, and that's where you can tell the movement is different from a normal automatic watch. Instead of a large pendulum that most automatics have, the outer ring is what turns and charges the movement. The watch is also hackable as well as hand winding, and when you turn the dial, you can see the gears move. As Swatch likes to point out, the entire movement is held by one single screw that you can see. Now the watch is 42mm wide without the crown, and about 45mm with the crown. It has a thickness of about 14mm, and a strap width around 22mm, but it's worth pointing out that this is Swatch's proprietary strap design. Now the watch hands are the only thing that have any aluminum applied. It's not great, but it does do the job. Now one thing we should talk about is the accuracy of the watch. Now Swatch reports that the accuracy of their Sistem51 line is plus or minus 7 seconds a day, which is pretty good for a watch at this price point. On the specific watch, I found that it was plus or minus 2 seconds a day over the course of a week. By the end of the week, I was only off by about 4 seconds, which in my mind is excellent for a watch of this price range. Now here's a shot of the watch on my 7-inch wrist. And while the watch looks a little on the larger and thicker side, it actually felt pretty comfortable wearing it throughout the day. Now when I originally saw the watch online, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not. The silver dial and the blue background was interesting, but It had a unique style that I haven't really seen much before. But as soon as I saw it in person, there was just something about it that I immediately started liking. And after wearing it for a week, it has definitely grown on me. The unique styling plus the extreme accuracy of this specific model means that I'll probably be keeping it for a while. Now there is one thing to note about the Sistem51 that I thought was a little strange. I hadn't seen many other reviews mention it, but I did run across it commented in a few of the forums and I witnessed it firsthand. It seems that there's almost a lag on the minute hand when you first set the watch, that the minute hand won't start moving until the second hand goes back to the 12 o'clock position. So that if you set the watch exactly at the time it is, oftentimes you'll find yourself a minute late, versus if you set the watch a minute ahead, it'll be accurate. I'm not really sure how this would work mechanically, but it seems to be happening every time I set the watch. Now the big question is, would I recommend a Sistem51 to someone else? Now this is assuming that that person would actually find a style that they like. Not every swatch is for everyone. But after that, the question is it worth retail price? And that's a bit of a tricky question. The short answer is yes, but with some stipulations. Now first, if you're just feeling a little on the retro side and you just want a swatch to remind yourself of your youth, well, there are a lot of other swatches at better prices. Now, if you just want a nice automatic watch, again, there are a lot of other options at better prices, many of which are Seiko's. But if you want a Swiss automatic watch, there really isn't any other Swiss automatic watch at this price point. But more importantly, if you think that you are someone that can appreciate the innovation that went into a brand new movement, as well as the uniqueness of its status, as well as the uniqueness of the style, then yeah, I would say take a look at one.
Let's change things up a little bit and close this down with some puns. Thank you for watching my review. I hope you had the time of your life. If you like, feel free to subscribe or comment. That's the second best thing I've heard all day.